All right, you're watching live streaming on CGTN, all platforms, CGTN's Facebook, Twitter, Weibo, and all platforms. We're so great to have you here in downtown Beijing. I was about to begin on myself, and this random guy just showed up with me in just 30 seconds ago. Tell us what makes you here today?
Burgers and beer.
Burgers and beer.
Burgers and beer.
It looks like it's not for costume, but why do you have the elephants over here?
Last festival, the Hot and Spicy Festival, we got one. So we just decided to wear it this time.
Just want to keep you updated. We're here for the Beijingers hosted the Burger Festival, where a lot of vendors over here offering all sorts of burger with the meats from all over the world. Can you introduce your friends to us?
Oh yeah, this is Jamie, Brittany, Parker.
That's a great group over here. Guys, what make you here today?
Well, this is our first time, and we love burgers and we love beer.
Yeah, burgers and beer. How long have you stayed in China?
We've been here for 6 months.
6 months.
Okay, what's this trip for?
Traveling.
Just traveling,
Yeah.
enjoying life.
All right. So how does the food environment? How were you impressed by the food here in China?
Oh, extremely. Yes, it's delicious.
Especially today.
Yeah, today's amazing. A lot of
Especially
fun.
today.
But burgers are more like Western food. Have you tried any Asian food?
Oh yeah, no, we love all the food here. Beijing has such a melting pot of all kinds of food.
Dumplings and the duck.
Oh, you are just too excited. I was trying to fix it. All right, so I mean, I talk a lot about Western people, and they tell me that even the McDonald's and KFC, they have more delicious food in China compared with those in the U.S. Or where do you come from, by the way?
Yes.
Florida. I'm from Florida.
The white beach.
Yeah, white beaches. Yeah, cool.
know it.
Nice beaches, cold drinks, beautiful ladies. You know, can't miss that.
All right, so what do you tell the difference? How do you tell the difference between the Chinese burgers versus U.S. burgers?
Especially at KFC, I feel like the chicken is way more fresh. I feel like, do you notice that?
Yeah.
We were saying the other day, we're like, why is KFC so much better here? Like, I don't understand why, but it's really good.
Yeah, all the burgers, fries, everything really delicious.
He goes to McDonald's like 5 times a week, so he really loves it too.
5 times a week. Not that much, but yeah, it's really good.
Anyways, I really hope you can enjoy the day. Thank you so much.
Cheers.
You're on TV or famous. Okay, this is so random. I just come across with these people. See, so how popular this place is. This is perhaps one of the events that you can attract both the Chinese people and the Westerners one place at one time. You know, a lot of Westerners have like food, like beers, and as well as burgers and fries. The Chinese people want noodles. So I mean, this is a really interesting scene where you can see a kind of a combination of all diverse cultures and all blended in one kind of food, which is burger.
I don't know if you had like a feeling.
So today's topic, we'll start with today's topic. It's a very little relaxed, but there's serious topics behind that, because right this morning, China imposed tariffs on U.S. beef. That's kind of in response to Donald Trump's tariff decision on China. So China wants to fight back in the same scale. Therefore, beef is on the list, which put a lot of pressure for burger producers, especially who imported beef from the U.S. So today we're gonna speak with some of the vendors who produce burgers with American beef, and some of the vendors who produce food with Australian beef, as well as Chinese beef, and make some comparisons and see what are the decisions, why they make such decisions. So let's first begin with this place called Common Burger. I was about to speak with someone over here, kind of just coordinated with someone, so hopefully someone is available over here. Oh, I'm sorry, it was over here. Okay, they're calling their friends. Where is he?
I have no idea.
Is right over there.
Let me go get him.
Okay. Okay, so let's go find one of the chef of this place. So hi there.
How's it going?
So let's turn your place as the background so that the audience can see you. Okay, tell us the name of your restaurant and what do you do over here?
This is the Great Outdoors. We started a little more than a year ago. We do hamburgers. We've got like a Hunan spicy burger. It's really good. We really like it. I hope you guys can come and check us out. We're in Fengjia Hutong in Beijing.
Fengjia Hutong in Beijing. And what's your name, by the way?
My name is Scott with the Great Outdoors.
All right, so how long have you been working here?
I've been working here for about 3 years.
So how were you impressed by the Australia? What makes you decide to choose beef from Australia as the main cuisine?
We decided to go with Australia because in China it was easily available. It was more ready to get. It's cheaper. If I had my choice again, I'd go American all the way. As soon as it gets here in China, we're switching.
There is a sad news which come right in this morning, which is China will put more tariffs on U.S. beef.
Yeah.
That's kind of a fight against Donald Trump's trade war.
Really?
You're sad about that?
Donald Trump gets us again.
So will you worry about the competition environment in terms of U.S. beef versus Australian beef?
We're not too worried about it too much. I feel like we make a really good burger that whether we switch to American or Australian would still be really good.
Awesome. Can you introduce more about how does the Australian beef taste like? Okay, can you show us some of the burgers over here? Okay, time to eat something, guys.
Australian burgers. You want to try one?
Okay.
Put it up right to the camera. Let's do it like this. I'm not eating it. I'm not hungry. But this is our Hunan. It's got spicy chili in it from Hunan bacon. Top notch, man. Best burger in Beijing.
Well, that will be very interesting because you kind of put the Australian beef with Hunan spicy sauce.
We're mixing cultures here. We got some Australian and some China together. We do hybrids better than anyone.
All right. So can you tell the difference between the American beef and Australian beef? How does the Australian beef taste like, first of all?
I do feel like there's a big difference in Australian and American beef, and I feel like Australian might be a little tougher, where American's a little juicier, typically, but it all just depends on where you get it from.
But American beef is getting more and more expensive, especially in China. And also
America. Also in America, it's very expensive.
Okay, and 14 years ago, China kind of banned the American beef. That's not because of the trade, because of the mad cow.
Yeah, exactly. Not only China, but the whole world stopped buying American beef. And just recently, China's helping America by expanding American beef business by trading with us. So they opened it up for the rest of the world. It's very nice.
Was that part of the reason kind of you get rid of the American beef and you're considering about the customers, worry about that?
I would love to do American beef in the future. It just still comes down to cost and efficiency.
So when American beef is kind of going away in the Chinese market as well as the rest of the world, Australian beef as well as beef from Mexico and Turkey is kind of occupying the market. How would you evaluate the market in general?
Well, it's hard to compare with Australia. Australia has the biggest beef market in the world. The way they raise their cattle-fed cows is amazing. So it's not really an easy competition. Australia is probably going to win for production across the world.
Sounds good. Thank you so much, Scott. Nice having you.
Pleasure.
Thank you a lot. Okay, we're gonna move. So we're gonna move on this side. This is when we're doing coordination at this place. It's a very difficult place to move because you have a lot of people over here. So I'm walking backwards. But I'm trying to have my cameraman maybe walking backwards because he has more people, he has more staff behind the camera. So thank you for those who are negotiating this. This is a place with a huge crowd, sometimes with not very good mobile services because we just have so many people over here. I would estimate that we got more than 1,000 people over here. This is in the east part of downtown Beijing, so it's kind of you will get the combination of. Okay, let me go this way so that it's more easier. you will get a combination of burgers and rock and roll music over here because that's how the organizers think. The organizers believe that these kind of two cultures can bend to each other. Therefore, they kind of shaping this environment to make people happy. And that's maybe how we get maybe the most possible both Eastern and Western audience coming together at this place all the time. Once again, this is the live stream, social media stream of CGTN's all platforms, both in Facebook, Twitter, and Weibo. And our trending topics for today is, what do you think, what do you prefer? Do you prefer Australian beef or US beef? And what's your preference? Because they are tasted differently and their prices in the market is all different. How would Chinese or customers in China get used to the different price tags between the Australian beef and the US beef? You may leave your comment in the Facebook and Twitter's newsfeed, and we'll be able to read your comments. I will put your comments later in my TV reporting. So please give us tell us what do you think in terms of whether you prefer to Australian beef or the US beef. I talked with some of the men on the street just now before we go on live. A lot of people just tell me that they don't care. They only care about how it tastes like. So basically the market is very tolerant in terms of having different kinds of beef from all parts of the world. So the more tariff on the American beef not necessarily will give a lot of impact to Chinese customers, but it's probably a huge punch to the American suppliers. Now we're going to one of the American beef vendors over here. It's called Zhao's Bar and Kitchen. I'm trying to talk with someone over here. 我们约过这边的采访，老板在不在？在吗？啊 ，OK， 你好，你好，
你好，
谢谢。那个采访一下，先说一下您怎么称呼？
我姓侯，中文名字英文名。
英文名？
周后，周 ，My name is Zhao.
Zhao Ho.
Yeah.
English prefer?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's turn this as your background. So, when I walk across the street, they're all using Australian beef.
Yeah.
What makes you decide to use the American beef?
I used to try the Australian beef and compare each other's. Compare with American beef, it's more tender. It's more tender. I used to live in America for a long time, so that's why I decided to use the American beef. Even the price is a little bit higher, but it's okay. Nowadays, the people don't need food, so they need to get the good quality food.
Can you tell us how does the American beef taste like? How is it different from other parts of the world?
It's more tender, just more juicy,
More juicy, more tender. And so American beef 40 years ago, China kind of banned this beef due to the mad cow disease concerns. Yeah. So it just come back to China not very long time ago. Yeah. How would the Chinese customer get used to that?
What I should say, it takes time, you know. As you said, most of the people use Australian beef from Uruguay, from Brazil. But I try all of them. So finally, I decided to use American beef.
But the price tag is really high, which kind of will make your kind of benefit
actually
lower.
Not much, actually not much, just a little bit higher, a little bit. Yeah, I can afford it. Yeah.
You have the quality control. So how much is one burger? Can you tell us roughly how much would that be?
In our bar, the price will be 68, the normal price. Our happy hour price is 50.
It's more like 50. So this morning, China just imposed a tariff on imported U.S. beef. That's kind of an action against Donald Trump's trade war against China. Are you worried about that?
I'm not worried about it. I just checked the news. 5 minutes ago, I sit there and just relax. I saw the news. And China topped the custom duties for seafood and beef, 26%.
But why wouldn't you worry about that?
Because I think it won't be longer. China and American, if they lead to the, how to say, the 贸易战,
Trade war.
is a mutual loss.
So it won't happen long because you think that wouldn't benefit both the supplier and the demand.
Yeah, yes. Especially for the American farmer. Yeah.
What's that point? Can you tell us more about American farmers?
Yeah, beef export is always the major product for American cultural business export. Yeah. If Donald Trump still top up the tax, top up tax for Chinese products, and China will send back.
So basically, the idea is, because I just spoke with another vendor, is that because the tariff is lower, therefore, in order to keep the price low, there is an organization coordinating with U.S. farmers to kind of keep their export rate low. That's why they kind of hurt the benefit both the vendors as well as the farmers. So can you tell us? Can you show us some of your products over here?
Yeah.
All right. Now we'll toss to you. So what are these?
This is chicken burger. This is beef burger. Chicken burger. We use the halal food. Chicken. It's for Muslim. And beef burger is American beef. See, with the bacon. If somebody don't like the bacon, we can take it. And with onion ring.
So it's kind of a onion, lettuce, and beef and tomato.
Onion ring, bacon, and beef.
It's pretty kind of standard.
Homemade. We made the bread by ourselves. Our chef make the bread.
Why do you think that's important?
More fresh. Yeah.
So what makes you stand out in the market? What do you think?
Sorry.
What perspective made you stand out in the market?
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
So how do you make yourself different from others?
Oh yeah, food safety and food quality control. That's 2 points. Yeah.
I like that. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Good sale. I just happened to meet someone over here who's another reporter at CGTN. How are you doing?
Doing all right. So we're live, are we not?
Yes, we are live. This is Mark Fontes, another famous CGTN reporter. So what makes you here today?
Well, the nearly famous Mark Fontes. I couldn't pass it up. I know this is a great mix of locals as well as foreigners. I mean, everybody's here having a great time. The weather could be a little bit better. I mean, we could have a little more sunshine, but I mean, to the weather's credit, the temperature is perfect. It's not too hot. It's a great time to be enjoying the
completely finished all of these.
Yeah, the food, the beer, everything here. It's great. And yeah.
Mark, I didn't see many situations where you can see a combination of a lot of Chinese, a lot of Westerners, all together in the same place at the same time. So basically, burger can link us all together.
It has become kind of the world's food. I mean, it's thought of very much as an American food. I mean, I think of very popular burger chains like In-N-Out in California. You think of, well, Peter Luger's Steakhouse in New York. They got burgers there as well. And but again, it's the world's food because America has such a far reach. I mean, in terms of music, in terms of food, you got these bands, some of whom are from America. It's really, yes, burgers bring us together. Good food, I think, brings us together. Good drink, good friends, and new friends. I just happened to meet a couple of nice people from Australia. As you see, I'm not exactly representing my own country here. I'm representing the land down under. So, and it's a good time of year for Australians to be here because it's winter there right now, whereas it's summer in China. So, yes.
Okay, so you're not a reporter today. You're just random people, men on the street over here today. I have one question for you. It says this morning, China imposed more tariffs on U.S. beef, and that's kind of an action against Donald Trump's trade war against China. So, are you worried that you won't probably get more as many U.S. beef because you're from the U.S.? Are you worried about that, or you will kind of choose trying to lean towards other food beef from other parts of the world?
You know, having visited Sydney on holiday, I had a steak down there. I had a lot of good, meals down there. Australian beef ain't bad. I mean, it's a nice comparison with it and U.S. beef. I mean, I like them both. I know that, trade tariffs and all these other things, I think the right outcome will happen for China. And I think that, politicians and dignitaries will do what they need to do. Both beefs are good. I'd like to see more U.S. beef here so that maybe local people and other Westerners have more of a choice when they go to the store. But the Australian beef ain't bad. I can't decide between those two. I think American and Australian beef are both good, so I like both.
Any last words for today's great event?
Well, if you haven't been, definitely come out. I mean, it's a great time. It's too late to buy the early bird tickets, which were a bit of a discount. But hey, 30 kwai. I mean, if you're not going to come out today, I haven't checked the weather forecast for tomorrow. It should be another great day. A lot of people, and it's, again, like we say, it's nice to see Chinese and foreigners really coming together to enjoy good music and a great time. And definitely come down. Galaxy Soho, only 30 kwai to get in. You'll find a lot of sliders, a lot of full-fledged burgers, some fries. Plenty to drink. It's a great time, and yeah, I'm enjoying. So, and definitely check out Yunfei's digital article later because you'll see my pictures that I took. So I'm kind of working this.
Mark Fontes, thank you so much.
Good to see you.
Have a great day. Well, that's the reason why we're kind of having this live show today is because we gave you more opportunities. Maybe you can come in today if you're having around in China or you're having around in Beijing. You can come in Yunhe Soho at the eastern part of downtown Beijing. We just happened to went across with one of our copy editors as well as the reporters from CGTN. As you know, a lot of people will actually come to this place, including a lot of our colleagues. So before we go on live, we talk with some people and some random people in the street. A lot of people just tell me that they don't care about what kind of food they have. It's actually, if we put more tariffs on U.S. beef, it's kind of open the market for a lot of different beefs from other parts of the world. We also saw beef from Mexico, beef from Turkey, and other parts of the world, as well as beef from Canada as well. So this kind of this street is really, really diverse in terms of the food, and a lot of them put foods all together. It's kind of really a blending of the cultures. So speaking about the Chinese market, you can't ignore the beef actually from China. And before we go on live, my cameraman tell me that, you know what, the beef from China, the function of the beef from China is totally different from the function of the beef from the U.S. because you use beef in China to do the barbecues and a hot pot. You put it in the water and you kind of eat the beef out of the fresh water. But for American beef, a lot of them they just use the beef as burgers as well as cook them as steaks. So the function of the beef is different. The beef quality is also different. So let's come to a Chinese store, which they are using the Chinese beef over here. One second. 我们这边约了采访，应该是在哪边？
在这儿有香楼采访。
好。
在哪儿采访？
就在这儿，就在这儿。您出来也行。Okay, well let's talk with the boss over here. 您好，简单介绍一下。
我介绍我啊，我邢荣，是这家店的老板。
The boss of the Ton Craft Barbecue。您这边大概有多少外国人会到您的这个店去光顾您的店？
我们有4家店在北京，然后呢，五道口那边和金源那边外国人比较多，所以那边会有30%的吧，都是外国人。
So basically 30% of their customers are Western customers. 您这边就是我看这边走来都是这个外国的牛肉哈，您这边用的是中国的牛肉。So you're using Chinese beef instead of Australian beef. 您觉得这个中国的牛肉它的优势在哪里 ？What the advantage of Chinese beef?
也没什么优势，因为我们主要是做的是中西结合的产品，包括我们的调料、腌肉饼的调料用的是中国的调料和西方调料所结合的。所以说，我们的肉饼的味道不是传统的，是比较创新的，就是适合中国人，或者说是在中国生活的老外吃的会比较有特色。对，
您觉得这个中西结合的这个概念，中国人和外国人都能接受吧？
对，都没问题，都很喜欢我们的味道。对。
So this is basically an idea of a blending of Chinese and Western cultures. They kind of put the Chinese sauce in the Western beef or the Western sauce in the Chinese beef to make kind of the tasty more like a blend, which kind of attracted both the audience, the customer, not the audience rather, from China and from all the Western countries. 那这个在我们很多中国的牛肉市场，这个澳大利亚的牛肉算是占领了主导地位。那今天早上中国也说，这个美国的牛肉的关税也更多了。您会对中国牛肉在本地的这个前景堪忧或者看好吗？
我觉得挺好的，因为中国市场现在越来越大，尤其是这种汉堡啊，就所要用到牛肉饼这块的原材料的需求越来越大，所以我觉得中国本土的肉肯定会有很好的一个前景。
So he believed that the Chinese beef will have a good potential in the Chinese market, given the fact of diversity of Chinese market in terms of beef from all parts of the world. Chinese beef will also seek its own positions. 谢谢您，老板，非常感谢。能够给我们看看您这是这感觉还不是有汉堡了哈，这主要是您这烤串的。He said, let's bring a good-looking burger. It looks like the burger. Oh, this is a very interesting shape, isn't it? It's a kind of a
我们的怪兽肉堡
monster
burger，
monster burger。
对，他们就是很硬。首先它没有菜，就是纯是2片牛肉，2片培根，而且我们的造型也都比较新颖，而且我们给客人上的时候会有中间切一刀，然后或者一个横切面，然后客人在吃的时候能直接展示，就是比较直观一点，比较有吸引力。
It looks like this is very customer friendly because they cut into the half where you can see different layers from the burger. That's how it's both good in shape. It's a monster shape, definitely, but it's also very unique because it doesn't have lettuce or tomatoes. So it's kind of very different from the one versus the Western beef, the Western burgers. 谢谢你啊，非常感谢。再见啊，谢谢。Okay. We thank them and we thank all of the vendors who come by to today. This are kind of an event with 30 vendors. Oh, yeah, thank you. Somebody just gave me this kind of a barbecue. I can't wait to eat this actually, but I have to finish this show first. Thank you so much for watching, and we're bringing you live from downtown Beijing, in East downtown Beijing, and this is a live stream from all CGTN platforms. We still want to hear from you in terms of what do you prefer in the market. Do you prefer the US beef, Australian beef, or you don't care, only cares about the quality? Show your comments below, and I will read that and put that in my reporting. All right, I have to call it off. I have to finish this. Thank you so much, and peace.